We are back, and I'm surveying all kinds of stuff from high school to college to professional. But right now, we keep it strong on Third Person Sunday, Jeff Blake style.
Yes, sir.
With Heather Lloyd, Pigskins and Pearls, and the Blue Mare. It's going to be a heck of a game. Sunday Night Football, the Indianapolis Colts versus the New England Patriots, two of the premier NFL quarterbacks. Right now, Tom Brady will at some point be seen as one of the premier quarterbacks of all time and yet to be determined for Andrew Luck. Heather, welcome back.
Thank you. Most importantly, I actually am here this week, so that's the big thing, right? I'm not running through an airport and trying to get an interview done.
No, and you see how I treated you for dissing us last week. I almost doubled up your score on that fantasy football game we played.
I know. You know what? I deserved it. It's okay. Yeah, let me tell you a little story about my fantasy this year.
Sure.
I made a huge mistake, and I said yes to everyone who invited me into a league this year, thinking I could handle it all. Well, when you have one fantasy team, it's like having one child. You know, you can put an unhealthy amount of time and attention into that child. And, you know, this year I have 4 teams, and I have no idea what's going on with any of them ever because there's just too many of them to handle.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, how did Peyton Manning do last week? I'm like, I don't know. Last I saw, he was juggling knives in the street. I don't know. Russell Wilson's running around, you know, in a diaper. I have no idea what any of my teams are doing because you can't sit down and manage 4 rosters in like, you know, in a quick minute you have before you know, run out to do something. So it's out of control. But I'm glad you beat me. I deserved it.
3 is a max that I've done at one time, and it was, you know, with moves and waivers and lineup changes, injury reports, and things like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Let me tell you something. 4 is probably twice as many as I can handle. So right. I learned something valuable about myself this season.
Well, we certainly, Heather Lloyd, hope that you keep us in your top 2 for moving forward. And tell us. You know, I think this is a very interesting game. Just like Stella, Tom Brady has got his groove back. And the New England Patriots, especially with a week off, to prepare for an Andrew Luck and an Indianapolis Colts team, they should be
do
prepped.
Very good after bye weeks.
It's going to be – yep. Go ahead.
They do very good after bye weeks. Patriots.
Oh, yeah, they do. Well, you know, and someone said – the interesting thing is that both teams are coming off a bye week. Clearly, if you look at the Colts and then you look at the Patriots, you know, people say Bill Belichick can beat pretty much anyone coming off of a bye week, you know, with 2 weeks to prepare, except, of course, Eli Manning. Right. Colts fans, of course, are hoping that Andrew Luck will be the next exception to that rule. The other thing that's interesting is Bill Belichick has actually never won in Lucas Oil Stadium. So
you're going to be there tonight.
I will.
Are you going to do any more Sunday Night Football activities like you have done in the past?
You know, the truck is here, so I'm going to go down and see them before we do our little we do indoor tailgating at Harry and Izzy's, which is a fine establishment close to the stadium. So I'm going to run out and do see my guys in the Sunday Night Football truck before that. Going to go and have some food and drinks, and actually I'm hopping on another local radio show for the last half hour before we walk over to the game. So yeah, it's going to be a busy day and lots of excitement. You know what's fun is that this time of year is so fun anyway because every game really starts to have implications for every team. And clearly this game for the AFC is huge for both the Colts and the Patriots. But you've got Broncos fans with a vested interest in this. I mean, you really start bringing everyone into these games. That's what makes it so fun. And of course, having the Patriots in town, it's like a playoff atmosphere. So downtown will be very fun. I'll have lots of pictures and lots of fun stuff up. So check out the Blue Mare on Twitter, and you'll see all of our escapades downtown tonight.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, just as a prediction, I'm picking the Patriots to actually win finally in Lucas Oil Stadium. Tom Brady and what he's done, and I think he's now getting comfortable with his receivers. I think it's probably a possible shootout, but
their running game is better,
yes,
too.
It is.
Their running game is a lot better, too. In the beginning of the season, they had a lot of running backs fumbling the football, right, and a lot of these guys that were very inconsistent in the running game. And now these guys are really starting to pick up in the running game department. So that's really helpful as well.
They look good. Listen, I'm not going to – if the Colts are going to beat the Patriots tonight, they're going to have to play a near-perfect game. Andrew Luck's going to have to do what he's been doing, but he's going to have to minimize his mistakes. I don't want him swimming a lot over by Revis Island tonight. I want him to stay out of that area if possible. And then slowing down Gronkowski's been the thing that everyone's talking about this week. How are they going to do that? And, LaRon Landry's back this week. He's technically not starting. He was suspended for violation of controlled substances. But he's back this week. I have a funny feeling they're going to throw him in certain scenarios and try to get him to cover Gronk because I guess as the most muscular guy on our team, maybe he's the best shot that they have to try to, slow Gronk down, who's also playing just a phenomenal game right now. They're going to have to pressure Brady. Eric Walden's back. He has been good with the pass rush, so I think getting him back in there will be important. But, yeah, they need to rattle Tom Brady because that's the way to beat Tom Brady. They need to slow down Gronkowski, which no one has been able to do all that effectively this year. And then, Andrew Luck needs to have phenomenal offensive numbers, and he needs to really watch it with the turnovers. So if they cannot make mistakes and silly mistakes at that, then I definitely think the Colts have a shot at it, and they could and should win it. But, it all comes down to execution. And, this year in particular, anything can happen any week. The Colts go out and cream the Bengals and then turn around and get whopped by the Steelers. It's hard to even speculate every week what's going to happen because things just change so wildly right now. And then, of course, what happens? And the Steelers go and get beat by the Jets. So it's like nothing makes sense every week, which I guess is kind of what makes it fun.
Yes, but you have these fans, Heather Lloyd, that, all of a sudden say, what happened to the consistency? Well, as Jeff Blake knows, you're trying to win every week. And so no one's just going to concede through 16 and 17 weeks that we're just going to be the loser just because everybody who speaks about how the game should go is playing the game. They're not playing the game. The players play the game.
Players play, coaches coach.
Yeah. So,
and I always say sometimes it's those teams that are the most dangerous because they need to win the worst. You just never know. And the other thing too is momentum is a funny thing. It's hard to keep that intensity going from week to week. I always say I feel like teams hit the midseason and they kind of hit a wall. So I feel like the Colts definitely did that against the Steelers. The bye week, I think, came at a good time, unfortunately, in this scenario for both teams. But and the bye came at a good time right in the middle of the season when you really need it. You need to get some more people healthy. Reggie Wayne was a little dinged up. Our offensive line was a little dinged up. The bye week came at a great time to not only get people healthy, but, give them a little boost that they need, going forward here to finish out strong.
We're talking with Heather Lloyd, and she is the author and creator of Pigskin and Pearls and also the Blue Mare. So the score for tonight's game.
You got to think it's going to be a high-scoring game, right? Of course, everyone's expecting the shootout tonight. It'll probably be like a 10-7 game. Actually, I will say this. If we keep the Patriots under 40 points, I will say the Colts should win.
Under 40.
If not, if we're at 40-plus, it's anyone's game. And it very well could be. Andrew Luck's leading the league in passing yards right now. Brady is on fire again and looking, almost unstoppable. So, you have to – common sense would tell you we're going to have a shootout. So of course, I'm going with Colts. I felt good about this game. I feel like this is the first time that the Colts have played the Patriots in a position where they really, they've got the tools that they need to win the game this season. But like I said, it's all about what they're able to do when they get out there and avoiding mistakes and all that. So I'm going to take the Colts, and okay. I'm going to say the Colts 40, Patriots 35.
40-35 says Heather Lloyd. Well, we'll be
That's
tweeting
a lot
at
of
you.
points in the NFL game. That's no defense. That's no defense.
That's those Jeff Blake type scores when he was in Cincinnati.
Yeah, but I lost 46-42.
No problem. Well, just so you know, Andrew Luck's high school team, Houston Stratford, won 48-0 in their first round of the playoffs and by district.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So that 40-point range, the folks down in that west part of Houston area know how to put up some points from at least his high school. So you never know. His Stanford Cardinal taking a couple beatings, but maybe he'll be able to.
They did. Yeah, good for him. I'm glad the high school was able to pull it out for him though this week, and then hopefully he can pull it out for them tonight for both Stanford and the high school. We
will certainly be watching. Best to you. Maybe we see you on Sunday Night Football on NBC. So
I will be out running around down there, and who knows? Who knows where I'll end up tonight?
give us a shout out, Jeff Blake _
I will.
And then you've got my Twitter handle, Foss_sports, FOSS_sports. So if you take a selfie by the truck, just give us a shout out. And
all right, I will do it.
Everybody around the Central Texas area will certainly appreciate your.
I will. Well, I appreciate you guys watching tonight. I know we'll have a lot of people tuning in this evening. I think it's going to be a really fun game, and it's kind of fun to renew this rivalry. I felt like after Peyton left, there were, at least that first year and even last year in the playoffs, really, it didn't feel so much as a rivalry. So I'm kind of hoping that this game can renew that fun rivalry between the Colts and the Patriots.
You got it. Well, listen, and good luck with your fantasy team today as well.
God knows I need it.
And we certainly appreciate your time. Heather Lloyd of Pigskin and Pearls and the Blue Mare.
The Blue Mare. Yeah, I'll be at the Blue Mare tonight. So,
and it's Pigskin and Pearls, your Twitter handle, is that correct?
Yeah, at Pigskin and Pearls and at the Blue Mare. So
all right.
Everyone tune in tonight for hopefully what will be a crazy fun offensive demonstration on both sides. So
absolutely. Well, we thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks for having me, as always, guys.
Do you wear a jersey when you go out there? Or how dapper do you look?
That's a funny story. I own an Andrew Luck jersey. I'm not a jersey girl, but Sunday Night Football gave us jerseys last year, which of course ended up being lucky because the Colts did go on to beat the Broncos on that Sunday Night Football game. But I've got an old school jersey, which is, I told my husband when I first became a Colts fan that I wouldn't wear a jersey of any sort, just because even back then they didn't make really cute female stuff like they do now.
Right.
So I told my husband I wouldn't wear Colts stuff until the Colts won a Super Bowl, or went to the Super Bowl, I think I said. So when the Colts got to the AFC Championship against the Patriots, I bought this really cute sleeveless jersey with a 1 on it. It's got like sequins and lace on it.
Right.
So I'm debating whether I pull out my old, because that was good luck with winning the AFC Championship and then going to the Super Bowl. But I have a decision to make. I have to decide if I'm going to go with the Luck jersey or if I'm going to go with my old school Colts beat the Patriots jersey.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll get a chance to see on Twitter.
Whatever I decide, I will definitely post.
All right. That's fair enough. We certainly appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Get ready for the game. Sunday Night Football, the Indianapolis Colts hosting the New England Patriots. We appreciate the insight, Heather. Have a great day.
Same to you.
All right. We're going to take a sidebar and come back with the AAU Focus on Youth Sports with Rod Chico Tanner. I think he may have a special guest during the segment as well, right here on Laying Down the Law.